The square. On the right side of the panel are the 4 elevations of the square. On the left side, the essential historical information, while at the bottom you can see the plan of the square with the square key. Introduction. Considered as the heart of local life, Piazza Roma, the square, has always been a place of meetings and exchanges, witnessing the most important social, political, and religious events. It has an almost rectangular shape dominated by the wonderful tower of Frederick II. The road paving at the end of the 19th century consisted of flagstones. After the Second World War, pavements were added for pedestrians, creating a central road for the circulation of the first cars. The redevelopment works carried out in 2007 restored the uniqueness of the paving. Pavements were eliminated and the square became a pedestrian area. The square. Many historic public buildings and private residences surround the square. East elevation. At the intersection of Via Sedile and Via Roma, you can find a public building probably from the second half of the 19th century. The main entrance is surmounted by coat of arms of the town, and for a long time the first floor was used as a vocational training school. The structure became later the Municipal Public Library until 2005. The ground floor hosted the local Association of Combatants and Veterans until 2015. The building was restored in 2016 and is currently home to the tourist information point. On the eastern side, between Via Roma and Largo Fontana, there is a remarkable construction example of industrial architecture. The building was an ancient oil mill, later transformed into a tobacco factory. On the second floor of the facade, a double-arched window with a small balcony is surmounted by the Zecca family's coat of arms, a noble family from Leverano. The structure was acquired and restored by the local BBC Bank, which transferred here its headquarters in 2003. South elevation. The buildings on the south side, the ones near the Tower Frederick II, were built during the 19th century and have hosted artisan workshops, homes, and commercial activities over time. The oldest one is Palazzo della Mamma, which is located between Piazza Roma and Via Veneto. It was built by the forefathers of the La Mamma family. Their descendants still own the building. It is a two-story house characterized by a graceful mullioned window with a balcony on the upper floor, flanked by two rectangular windows. The ground floor was intended for economic activities and currently houses the oldest coffee bar in Leverano, Bar Roma. West elevation. Continuing on the west side at the intersection of Via Roma and Via Veneto, you can see the clock tower, to which an information panel is dedicated, and the 16th century palace built by the noble Antonio della Ratta. The main entrance is surmounted by the family's coat of arms. The same family's coat of arms can be found at either end of the building. In particular, the coat of arms on the right side bears, besides the famous Della Ratta emblem, also the coat of arms of the Salo and San Severino families, as they were the surnames of Antonio della Ratta's wife and mother-in-law respectively. The facade of the building is characterized by an upper section with merlons enriched with blind arches decorated with shells. Women could get to the Matroneum, the women's gallery, in the small church of Santa Maria la Greca through a private passage. The Della Ratta family built a second dwelling, probably between the end of the 17th and the 18th century, located on Vico Quartarari, which reproduces the same model of architectural decoration. For a long time, they were the owners of the Tower of Frederick II and patrons of many works of art in Leverano. The Della Ratta family built a twin residence building in the same architectural style in Lecce on Via Conte Gaufrido. North elevation. On the north side, at the entrance to Via Greci, you will notice an old building dating back to the 16th century. It is a two-story building set on the corner, whose main front is located on Via Greci. The entrance has a noble family's coat of arms on top, probably referable to the Caracciolo family, because it shows a rampant lion with outstretched tongue and elevated tail. On the upper floor, the architraves on the windows show a sequence of opposing young and old male bodies. The windows of the side elevation facing Piazza Roma, the square, are decorated with refined plant spirals. The small building on the corner of Via Sedile also dates back to the 16th century. Originally, it was a church dedicated to St. Anthony of Vienne. During the 18th century, it was used as a notary office.